You can stick your new world order off your ass. You can stick your new world order off your ass. You can stick your new world order when the sun don't shine but oughta. Stick your new world order off your ass. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 90. Together we are mighty. We are the 99%. We don't be arrested in a dressing gown. We don't be arrested in a dressing gown. We don't be arrested in a. She is such a sinner. Should be arrested in a dressing gown. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 90. Together we are mighty. We are the 99%. There'll be blue skies when the chemtrails are all gone. There'll be blue skies when the chemtrails are all gone. There'll be blue skies when the chemtrails and the evil plant fails. Blue skies when the chemtrails are all gone. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 90. Together we are mighty. We are the 99%. You can stick your poison vaccines up your ass. You can stick your TV programs up your ass. You can stick your GMO foods, but we ain't gonna go school. Stick your Georgia Guidestones up your ass. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 90. Together we are mighty. We are the 99%. Oh, I'd rather be a human than a slave. Oh, I'd rather be a human than a slave. Oh, I'd rather be a human. Don't you know that you can rather be a human than a slave? You can stick your new world order up your ass. You can stick your new world order up your ass. You can stick your new world order when the sun don't shine but oughta. Stick your new world order up your ass.
Yes, indeed. Stick the New World Order up their arse. So far up their arse, they'll be regurgitating it back out their mouths. Good morning to you all. You're with E.T. here, Rob E.T. Tamati Tuhaka. Merry Christmas to the sleepers. For the ones that are awake, we all know what Christmas is really about. Yeah, I'm not going to go into plenty of detail on that in case I do step on toes. But if you want to get this broadcast, just go to www.spreaker.com/user/10903668. If you want to get hold of me off email, it's blattonboy@gmail.com. That's BLATTIN, the word boy, @gmail.com. Don't forget that the Blatton is also a capital, with capital B. Facebook is Rob E.T. Tamatea Tuhaka. MeWe is Rob Tamatea Tuhaka. As per usual, I'd like to acknowledge the Truth, Honour and Integrity Group, which is owned by, which is run by Thomas Williams. Good day to you all, and hello and kia ora to you all. Hopefully you're doing good on this day or night, wherever you are dotted around the globe. I also like to acknowledge the Open Your Mind radio lot, internet radio lot, with Alan James and Stephen George. Just the work you fellas do is fantastic over in Ireland. And we support you. I've got your back just like I got America's back, because it's not about countries against countries. It's actually individualities, that individuals that put those lines on those maps, the selected few making those borders and everything like that, when in reality ETC says one race, one planet, what they call one island, because in the galactic terms they see planets as islands, not planets as we see them. So let's get into the show. Well, as per usual, Christmas time of year. we're all swept up into it, but except for a few of us who know what Christmas is really about. It has been disclosed since 2013, I might add, so as long as my son has been in this world. So, yeah. But anyway, we sort of, for me and others, it's just another day, you know. As you know, Christmas doesn't abolish all of a sudden homelessness. The homeless don't get presents, and, you know, they don't get big feeds like other people can afford. I mean, for me personally, I sort of see it as another marketing scheme, but that's just my own personal opinion on it. Everyone might have a bit of a different opinion, but, you know, it's just how it goes. I mean, you notice that all the prices definitely go down, and all the people especially rush for Christmas. You know, it's that time of program. I mean, that time of year. Sorry to say it like that, but that's just how I see it. But yeah, no, it's like everyone gets just swept up in the mode, and I used to be like that too, especially when I used to be asleep. Now that I'm awake and actually done, you know, a lot of inner work and shadows, you know, doing the shadow work, which is, for the ones who don't know shadow work is all about looking inside you and clearing out all your traumas, clearing out all the past issues that you had, whether it's problems you've had with others as well, because at the end of the day, if you hold those energies, they eventually go rotten. You know, as they say, we have a shower on the outside, but also to clean ourselves, but we also need to clean the inside too. It's no use just cleaning the outside, because that's just an illusion, which is external reality, when the most important is internal reality, which is your inner self. So that's important to know, because a lot of people just work on their outer selves, which, as I said, it's external. Once you work on the internal reality, external actually becomes better. So please, I encourage everyone to work on their internal self, because that's the most important at this time. To do shielding work, because shield up. I was getting badly attacked yesterday, due to the fact of subtly I could feel that because people like to, the people that do it, and when you confront them, indirect people, when you confront them directly, they like to make you look like the crazy one. But I know what I'm talking about, and I guess many of us dealt with these sort of type of people. But that's okay. We just move on and push on anyway, because our goal, those things are more just a sideshow. Our goal was to actually make a change in this world, and that's what we're going to be doing with 2019. As Thomas said, it was the Armageddon. It was the Apocalypse 2016, which was the showing of, or the revealing of, and then 2017 was the unraveling of, or the Armageddon. 2018 was the unveiling of, which we've all seen this year, and which we all noticed with corporations and companies this year. 2019 onwards is the time to actually just be proactive, because at the end of the day, if we're not proactive, well, guess what? We're going to be repeating the same cycles and the same patterns that we did last year and the year before that, and thousands of years before that, and hundreds of thousands of years before that. My advice, do not take things at face value, because as it says, how do you hide the truth in a barrel of lies? So a lot of people will chuck a lot of barrel of lies, and I'm getting a lot of right ear burning for saying these things, so I must be making a good difference, because the only time I get these right ear burnings if I am what people call me as a rebel, or rebelling against the current paradigm we're in, because it's corrupt. That's just, it is what it is. There's no changing it. Marduk made this system to design, and it was designed to fall. If anyone, for the ones who don't know Marduk, Marduk is actually an entity who passed away in the recent months. Everyone would know the Lord, aka Anu. Well, the Lord, aka Anu, that's Marduk's grandfather. He was the one that propagated the system when he had control of the trust back in 16,000 years ago. Hence why the 16,000 year contract was propagated. It's pretty much, in a nutshell, to mess with us, modify us, harvest us, just do whatever they want with us, like we were these slaves, pretty much a slave race / food source / everything like that. And that's food as an energy, and also physical, as in, other entities used to eat us, see us as food, which is not surprising because of the simple fact of we see other animals as food. So, it's our karmic cycle. It's just all about making people aware of it. And all I'm doing is planting seeds. And there's nothing wrong with planting seeds. It is up to others to make sure those seeds grow if they're really interested in this, in the information that I broadcast, and others. Because alternative media, we are here. Alternative media has been around for 8.5 years. That's how long Alan James and Stephen George have been broadcasting for. So you can't say mainstream media has always been the only one there, because there's always been alternative media. And as you know, with the mainstream or lamestream media, it's always based on a controlled perspective. It's not like you can chuck your own piece of news in there and make it worldwide. It's whatever they want you to know. But with the alternative media, you got people like me that can broadcast. Might not get as much listeners, but it's not about the listenership. It's about the information that's in these shows. So it's just all about actually making a change, and 2019 is going to be that change. For the ones who didn't listen to my previous shows, I am propagating a movement called the Tangata Whenua movement. I've got about 2.5 minutes to do before the show ends, but that's fine. So pretty much we're making a movement here in New Zealand for a change for permanent, and that's in all arenas. So yeah, it's just all about being proactive, not reactive, because if you're in reactive mode, you're always waiting for something to happen and then you decide to do something. No, let's do something before anything happens. It's common sense compared to political correctness, which is how it goes. The last 2 minutes, I always try to end on positive notes. It is looking good. We have tipped the balance. The ET contracts have expired, to my knowledge, and to my sources that tell me this. Also, I can verify this because there's not much craft flying around in the sky where I am, where before 2017 there were a shitloads of craft. So these days it's all about human to human now. And then after that, it's human. If we solve the human against human and unite, it's then human against machine or AI. And then after we solve that, we're on the road to helping other planets out too, because we got to realize that this is not the worst planet off, but this is also not the best planet also that's off. We're sort of in the middle, in the grey area. Because the Draco have infiltrated not just our world, but other worlds too. So it's also about being aware of that and looking at things on a galactic scale. Pretty much in a short analogy, imagine this world as a mini universe, the interactions and all that goes on in the different species. Imagine that spread out universal wise. So yeah, this world should be a perfect example of what's really out there. We got good and evil, dark and light, even though those are pretty much perspectives, depending on what perspective you got. But anyway, that's a show for another day. It was good broadcasting to again on this Christmas Day. Merry Christmas to the sleepers, and the awake ones know what Merry Christmas is all about. Bye-bye. You've been listening to ET on ET Radio.